In the small town of Millfield, there stood an old mansion that had been abandoned for years. The locals had whispered tales of supernatural encounters and experiences within its walls. It was said that the mansion was haunted by the spirits of the former owners, who had died in mysterious circumstances. Despite the rumors, a young couple, Emily and Jack, had recently moved to the town and were looking for a new home. They stumbled upon the Silverwood mansion, and despite the warnings from the locals, they decided to purchase it. The first few nights were peaceful, and Emily and Jack thought the rumors were just that, rumors. However, things took a turn on the third night when they heard strange noises coming from the walls. Emily attributed it to the old structure of the mansion and dismissed it. The next night, as they were getting ready for bed, they heard footsteps coming from the hallway. Jack got out of bed and went to investigate, but when he looked outside, there was no one there. They were getting increasingly unnerved, but they decided to wait and see if anything else happened. The following evening, they were sitting in the living room when they heard the sound of a piano playing. They looked around, but there was no one there. They went to investigate, and as they got closer to the source of the music, the sound slowly faded away. The strange occurrences continued for a few more nights, but they were just minor things that Emily and Jack could explain away. However, one evening, they woke up to find their bedroom in complete darkness, even though the moon was shining outside. They tried to turn on the lights, but they wouldn't work. They heard the sound of whispers coming from the shadows, and it was at that point that they knew they had to leave. As they were packing their belongings, they heard a loud bang coming from upstairs. They cautiously went to investigate, and as they reached the top of the staircase, they saw the ghostly figures of the former owners standing in front of them. The ghosts were translucent, but they looked as real as any living person. Emily and Jack were frozen with fear, but the spirits didn't seem threatening. The former owners just looked at them for a few moments before slowly disappearing. Emily and Jack took that as a sign that the spirits were telling them it was time to leave. The next day, Emily and Jack sold the mansion and left the town of Millfield. They never spoke of their supernatural encounters and experiences again, but they were grateful to have left the mansion unscathed. They could never explain what had happened, but they were sure that the Silverwood mansion was haunted, and they were lucky to have gotten out when they did. From that day on, the locals whispered even more tales of the supernatural encounters and experiences that had taken place in the Silverwood mansion. It remained abandoned for years until it was eventually demolished, and the land was turned into a park. Even today, people still claim to see the ghostly figures of the former owners walking through the park, a reminder of the haunted mansion that once stood there.